I'd like to welcome everybody to our house building series part number 7. In this episode we will be doing the rendering inside and out. This part of the job really sparked some interest in me because it's totally different than anything I've seen. It's totally different than any of the ways that we've done any type of rendering back in the States. They set it up, they pull string lines everywhere to make sure that there's not going to be any high spots, because the walls aren't perfectly flat, straight. The block have bows in them. The block aren't perfectly straight. So they run string lines up, down, right, left. After these string lines are pulled to get the wall, so the wall's going to be flat, they then put string lines around all the window and door openings to match. And they use a laser to make sure that string lines are plumb level. And they use plumb bobs for plumb. So yeah, like watching them set all that up, it was time consuming. When they put the string line up on the doors and the windows, it actually established two sides, the face of the opening and the ends of the opening. It was all built out. And yeah, you look at this, you can really see the thickness of the render right here. After they had all the string lines and everything up, they took a cement mixture and built up around all the openings with cement. The doors, the windows, they were all picture framed. The mix they use for the render, they use fine sand. When they're laying the block, it's all a really coarse sand. It's all hand mixed in a tub. Most of the time, the women, they're doing the mixing and the guys are putting it on. So after everything's mixed up, the render's troweled down to the proper thickness. They use these aluminum straight edges. It's basically the same straight edges they're using for when they're pouring concrete. They have different length ones. Everything comes, and by the way, everything comes off these door and window openings. So they'll run this straight edge from corner to corner, right across the face of the openings, and you'll see if it leaves a mark in the render that they put on the wall, then they know they have it thick enough. If it doesn't leave a line or a mark in it, they know they need to add a little more on. So they, if it's on really thick, they have to do it in a couple of layers. They can't just put it on all at once. If it's really thick, it won't hold. So yeah, they go around, they check for low spots. In the States, every time I've seen it or done the little bit that I've done myself, I put on that first coat, flatten it out, card it, whatever you want to call it, straight edge. You get it flattened out real nice, and put some lines in it. We call that a scratch coat, and then come back and put that second coat on. Sometimes that's referred to as a brown coat, and then the top coat. And they do a top coat here too. It's basically just cement mixed with water. And they put that on, they trowel that on at the very end after everything's flattened out. They trowel that on at the very end, and when everything's said and done, they're going to go around and they're going to sand everything. So they're pretty much going to sand off that last layer that they put on. And things, I'm really surprised. Things come out pretty darn flat the way they do it. There's a lot of things that are similar to the way we're doing it. I mean, we sponge. We use a sponge or a float they're doing that too. They may use a piece of styrofoam as a float. We have actual floats with a handle and everything on it. They make do with what they have here. In the end, it looks nice. It's a quality job. Looks good. He's doing the underside of all this. Whether you're new to our channel or back for more, do us a big favor and help us get to 10,000 subscribers. We really hope you found some value in this video, and we're looking forward to seeing you all on the next one.
Mr. Butterfly.
Yeah.